How's it going? Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be planning a Halloween party. So let's get into it. So the idea behind today's video is that we're going to be planning a Halloween party, but with no limit on our budget. So we can do whatever we want and go absolutely crazy. So we're going to start with the setting. We're going to be in a mansion, but the mansion is going to be built in the classic Gothic architectural style on the outside, and I want it to be kind of overgrown with vines and foliage to kind of look, run down and spooky and haunted, or more haunted than a Gothic manor already looks like. Also, I want the exterior to be decorated with jack-o'-lanterns and candles, and those are going to be the only forms of lighting on the outside. I think that would look really pretty and kind of set the mood. Now the front yard, I really want it to be filled with willow trees and shrubs, and behind the boughs of the willow trees, I would really like to do the firefly effect that they do on the Pirates of the Caribbean ride at Disneyland. I think that would be really cool and kind of mystical and magical and add to the ambience that I would want the outside of the Halloween party to kind of give off. Now let's talk about the interior. I would want it to have Rococo style interiors with mainly muted tones of orange, purple, and green in the floral wallpapers. I think that would be really pretty and kind of set the Halloween tone with the colors and just kind of the feel. Rococo is very extravagant and very pattern heavy, and I just feel like that would add to the liveliness of the inside of the mansion. Now the lighting on the inside of the mansion will be different in every room, but most rooms I would like to have them primarily lit by candles. Of course, the classic I just think would look really cool, and again add to that ambiance that I'm going for. Alright, so we have the exterior and the interior kind of set in mind. Now what kind of things are we going to be doing at this Halloween party? First of all, I think it would be really cool to have a big dance hall, and I'm talking anything from your spooky Halloween classic songs playing to your rave EDM songs playing, everywhere in between. You could even have some Halloween rock and roll in there, just anything that people can dance to that adds to the Halloween vibe. It would be so cool to kind of have this big sound system in the dance hall, just have everybody go have a good time and party and let loose a little bit. Now, the next thing I think would be really fun to do is to have a murder mystery dinner party. Now, depending on how many people are coming to this party, I would do it as a reserved system. So you would reserve your time for your dinner party, and then you would go to the dining hall and have your murder mystery dinner conducted by one of the employees, I assume, if the party's big enough to have employees, which the party I'm going for definitely would. But if you can't or don't want to make it to the murder mystery dinner party, then we'll just have a separate buffet room filled with Halloween snacks and foods that you can go get when you're feeling hungry. Now, outside of the dance hall and the murder mystery party in the buffet room, what else are we gonna have? Well, there's a couple of things I'd like to have inside the mansion and a couple of things I'd like to have outside the mansion. On the inside of the mansion, I would like to have two different seance rooms. One that is a performance seance room, and one is where you can go perform a seance with your friends. The difference between the two being one is kind of set in stone and has an actor as the medium connecting and talking to the ghosts in the room, and things will happen. I just think it'd be a fun kind of spooky Halloween experience just to go sit in on. And the other one just being one where there's Ouija boards and spirit boards and divination cards and pencils or whatever you need to have your own seance. And so there's going to be two seances happening at all times, but one of them is going to be more of a performance than the other. The other thing I would love to have on the inside of the mansion is a free roam experience, but there are no lights on where you will be free roaming, and the only thing you have is a really weak flashlight. Now, I think this could be like a fun haunted house-like experience, but it's more asymmetrical. A lot of the times, haunted houses create this sense of security because you're on one path, and all you have to do is follow that path and get to the end. Now, if you had this free roam mansion experience with scare actors all over the mansion, it could be a really fun and exciting thing because you don't know when you're going to be walking into an empty room or a room that has somebody ready to stage a scare for you. And without a sense of objective, if you're just hanging out at the party and decide to go free roam the mansion, then you get a really scary experience because the outcome of the experience is more unknown than that of a typical just walk through haunted house. Now I have an idea for a really fun scare that could be done inside the walls of this mansion, and I'll try to draw it out for you. Alright, so we have here on the screen a hallway, and right here is the guest. So they're going to be standing at this end of the hallway, and over here is the scare actor, the first scare actor, right? So the guest enters at this end of the hallway, scare actors at this end of the hallway. As soon as they catch sight of the scare actor will walk this way, off behind this wall here at the end of the hallway, and they'll activate some light or some button that lets this scare actor in this room, these little lines here are rooms, by the way, but it'll activate or let this scare actor know that it's her time to run across the hallway. So she'll run across to this room here, and then she'll activate a button or a light that tells this scare actor to go across this way, and then she'll activate a button or a light to tell this scare actor to come out and scare this one. So it's kind of like this delayed reaction scare, if that makes sense, where you're watching this thing happen in front of you, and it would happen quick, but you're watching these ladies kind of just walk back and forth in front of you, and I want them all to be kind of dressed the same so it looks like the same lady going in and out of every room. There could be an easier way to do this, but it would kind of add to the suspense of, oh my god, she's getting closer by walking out of these rooms, and then finally they would come out and scare you. There's a lot of ways that you could work around that, because if somebody is walking down the hallway, then you could have her appearing out of whichever room is closest to the guest walking down the hallway. But this is just one idea of something you could do in a free roam mansion style walkthrough. I think that'd be really fun. But there's so many ideas that could be had with that type of experience that'd be so fun to experiment with. If there is an experience out there like that, let me know down in the comments, because I don't think I've ever seen one before. Alright, the last two things I'd want on the inside of the mansion are, one, a lounge room / like a de-stimulate room, so if somebody's feeling overwhelmed because there's so many people there, or just loud music playing, or just scary things happening all the time, they can go to this lounge room where there'll be a bar and it'll be lined with sofas, and you can just kind of relax and de-stimulate. It'll be kind of like a quiet room. We'll have kind of dark, low music playing. Just something comfortable that everybody can go to relax. I think that would be really nice to have, especially at a party like this. And the last thing, which I'd want inside of the mansion, this one I think would be really fun, is to have a basement where a ghost hunting experience is led. So you can walk down to the basement, there will be an employee down there working who's going to lead you in this ghost hunting experience, where they'll give you certain tools you can work with, and you get entire access to the basement of the mansion and kind of have like a Phasmophobia-like experience where you get to talk to ghosts through spirit boxes or use like your EMF reader or whatever it may be. I think that'd be really fun for a lot of people to get in on, and that's something honestly I would be looking forward to if I were at a party like that, would be the ghost hunting experience. Now for the outside of the mansion, I have two things planned. One of them, I would like an above ground graveyard where you have kind of like the crypts that are sticking out of the ground, standing up. Think of like a New Orleans graveyard that is covered with trees and foliage, and I would have Ghost in the Graveyard running all night in that graveyard. Now if you don't know what Ghost in the Graveyard is, it's a night game where one person kind of runs off and hides in the designated area. For instance, this one is the graveyard, and then everybody else in the party has to go looking for them, and if you spot the ghost, then you yell "Ghost in the Graveyard," and that lets the ghost know that they see you, and the ghost has to run out from their hiding spot and try and tag someone in the party before they get back to the safe zone. So it's just kind of this fun like night game or kids game, but it never gets old. It's always so fun to play with friends. And then the other thing I'd have in the backyard is a wooded area where there is a starting zone and a safe zone that you have to get from the starting zone to the safe zone, and it's just a game of fugitive going on. So there would be scare actors in the woods looking for you while you're playing this game, and you have to hide from them in the woods to get to the safe zone. This would be a trickier one to achieve because what does the woods entail? How large are they going to be? Essentially, I would do like a fully wooded area, but the out of bounds zones would be marked off with a fence. so you would know when you're inside or outside of your limitations. I think this is something that could really work and would be tons of fun to have on the outside of the mansion. Oh, one more thing. On the inside of the mansion, this one's kind of a no-brainer. I would have a spooky movie theater. So just a movie theater that's always playing horror movies or just Halloween classics going. So if you don't want to dissimulate in the lounge room, if you just want to go and relax and watch a movie, then that option is there for you. I think that would just be a nice little addition and a relatively easy one as well. Oh my god, I also forgot. I would want to have a Halloween jazz cafe in there somewhere. So like kind of like a coffee shop. And this one's not necessary, this one might be a little extensive or whatever, but I think having a cute little coffee shop that's like fall and Halloween themed on the inside of the mansion would be really cool. And you could just have kind of like that low-key dark jazz playing and just add to that Halloween vibe there. But that's gonna about do it. So it'll be the dance hall, the murder mystery, or the buffet room, 2 seance rooms, a free roam mansion experience. You're gonna have a jazz cafe and a movie theater and a lounge room. And then on the outside of the mansion, you're gonna have Ghosts in the Graveyard and you're gonna have Fugitive. So there's gonna be a lot to do at this Halloween party. This is the type of party that anybody can go to and have a good time. We can make it family friendly, we can make it 18 and up. There's so many options with this party. Anyway, that's gonna about do it for today. Thank you for coming by and planning a Halloween party with me. Remember to like and subscribe, and we will catch you in the next one.